Hey,
Bloodborne!
this is Bloodborne. It's probably my favorite game to come out this year, and it's made by From Software, and I love it.
I don't play these games.
Yeah, because you're an easy mode gamer.
Yeah.
But I'm going to show you why you shouldn't be afraid of this game.
I'm afraid of this game.
Don't be. It's fine. You'll be fine. But yeah, so for people at home, we're going to be playing offline for a little bit, just because when I was playing my first run, I rarely ran into any kind of encounters, and I kind of want this to be a smooth experience. Also, too, as of this recording, the 1.03 update came out, so the loading screens might be faster, and we're actually going to see something interesting on them.
Yeah.
So, instead of just Bloodborne. Bloodborne. God. Anyway, so let's go to new game.
Yeah, because we need to be reminded of what the name of the game is called.
Yeah, every 5 seconds.
Called us Pale Blood. I'm offended.
No, he's not calling us pale blood. He's just saying, you're looking for pale blood, or seek pale blood. So yeah.
You need only unravel its mystery.
So yeah, I don't believe you ever see this guy again in the game. And before anyone's like, oh, it's Garen. I'm like, no, it's not Garen, because the hat's different and the voice is different.
Right.
First, you'll need a contract.
Also, this makes him look like he has no eyes.
Yeah. What he means by contract is you need to make a character. So we'll do that. I'm just going to load up a pre-appearance. So we'll go to... Oh, not that. Appearance. Load favorite. We're going to be doing an appearance my friend Daniel made when the game first came out, just because I kind of like this better than the character I did.
He's pretty.
Yeah, the character creator is still ass in this game, but it's better than the other games, because God, that character creator is shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Also, too, so I want to point something out. So, you notice the little hunter symbol that has, like, 3 prongs in the thing?
Right.
What's actually cool is that is a reference to the anime Berserk. In case you don't know, Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, and Dark Souls 2 have tons of references to the Japanese anime called Berserk. It is actually one of my favorite shows to watch, and it's really, really good.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, and
Neat little call-outs,
yeah,
throwouts, references, whatever you want to say.
yeah, and it kind of references, like, I want to say it kind of references, like, some of the horrors that are in that show.
Yeah.
Or manga, because the Golden Age arc, which is the most popular one, I think, got made into a 3-part movie, and it kind of sets up, like, oh yeah, why a certain character is the way he is and all that. So we're gonna keep everything, and we're just gonna go to Origin because I want to talk about these. So Toast, because I'm not gonna pronounce that whole thing. It's like
Toast.
Yeah, we're just calling him Toast. What these are kind of like your classes in the game.
Right.
And if you notice, each one kind of has different stats to them.
Right.
And you also get certain blood echoes as well. So
Some have more than others.
yeah, and depending on what it is, like, happy upbringing, whatever, all attributes are average. This is pretty much a very average base character.
Right.
Lone Survivor, you get more health and vitality.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, just more vitality. Troubled childhood, you became more resilient. You have higher endurance because you're probably running away after stealing some bread, like the little filthy Victorian era prick you are.
And getting beaten up. And then...
Yeah. So you have high endurance, and and also too, you've got apparently really high skill.
Yeah.
This is like for if you want to do like a strength build, you can start off with this. This is what I played with at first.
Right.
Yeah. And also too, if you notice, it kind of gives you like a little bit of your character's background, because in this game you actually kind of can roleplay.
Right.
Then you have Born Specialist or Professional Born Specialist, fit for sleuthing or academia. This one's more based on skill as well.
You have a higher endurance, I see.
Yeah, but it's kind of similar to the Troubled Childhood as well.
Yeah.
But your endurance is higher and your skills.
Your arcane's a little lower.
Yeah,
than
and the professional, yeah. Military veteran is more like, oh yeah, you're all around just offensive build for like weapons and stuff, because if you notice your in strength and skill are relatively high.
Right.
Noble Sign, that's for that's skill and blood tinge.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool.
Right.
And yeah, that's for a specific build that later on we'll probably may or may not do.
Mm-hmm.
Cruel Fate, you face terrible hardships, but now confident in your purpose. This is the arcane build. And then Waste of Skin, which in other games is just more like your deprived.
Right.
which for people who like to PvP, a lot of them choose the deprived. Like, yes, it is harder to start out with, or I'm sorry, waste of skin. Deprived. I forgot Dark Souls on the brain, because you get more attributes to mess around with.
Yeah, I see you. You start at level 4 here, and the rest of them you start at level 10.
Yeah. So what's good is, like, if you really want to do more of the player versus player aspect of this, you would get more points to fool around with.
Right.
For waste of skin, because the PvP meta from last time I checked was like 100 to 110 or 120. I might be getting that confused because I know in Dark Souls 1, I believe it was 120, and in Dark Souls 2 it was like 150.
Jeez.
Well, that's because in Dark Souls 2, like, you gain levels so quickly, and they screwed that whole system up with the soul memory crap.
Right.
Where, like, you would be, like, 150 or 120, and then you would be fighting people who have a soul memory, but, like, they're level 870. Or whatever the insane level cap was. So we're going to go with the average one, just because I feel that is probably the best one to go for.
So we're going to be toast.
Yes. But in terms of, like, what I'd recommend this for new players. Like, this one... Lone Survivor...
What about military veteran? That looks kind of...
Military veteran, I would maybe recommend just because of that, but
except for the blood tinge, it seems pretty average.
a little bit, but also too, like, just because that vitality and endurance are at 10.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it because at some point your strength, skill, and blood tinge don't matter, and it's all about getting your vitality and endurance to certain limits.
Right.
Because the cool thing is you can actually get 20 endurance and be fine throughout the whole game. So, yeah. And I personally like to have a little bit more health, but I also like having higher of the offensive attributes.
Yeah, okay.
So these two for beginners, maybe troubled childhood, and then like the weapon special stuff like violent past, professional, military, noble scion I'd recommend for mid-level, and then cruel fate and waste of skin for high level, like especially waste of skin for extra high level play.
Yeah.
Cruel fate only because that arcane stat. It's really good, but unless you know what you want to get with Arcane, I would not recommend doing that.
Right. You pretty much need to know what you're doing already.
Yeah.
So we're going to be toast.
Yeah, we're going to be Mila.
Crispy toast.
Crispy toast. We're going to enter our name. What should we call our hunter?
We should call him Jorgenstein.
No. We're going to go with Flynn. He looks like a Flynn to me. Just because I've kind of been wanting to use that name for some reason.
Flynn.
Yeah.
Like Flynn Rider from Tangled.
Now that you mentioned, yeah, he kind of looks like that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Brown hair.
Well. We're going to finish. Finalize
Flynn
our
Rider
contract.
was hot.
Oh, and here's one of the new loading screens that actually just shows off item description stuff.
Hey, look, things to read.
Yeah, while you stare at this for like 20 or 40 seconds. Yeah. And these are all items and stuff you can get in the game. This is what they did for Dark Souls 1 and 2. I kind of would have liked the Demon Souls loading screen where it's just concept art or something.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. I mean, I've already beaten the game once and I have and I know what most of every...
They could have done like Elder Scrolls Morrowind where they put in concept art of things that weren't in the game.
Yeah.
Like were-crocodiles.
Anyway, so while this cutscene plays, so our goals for these videos are...
Beat the game. That's the goal of the series.
Well, I meant like for this video.
Yeah, so what are we going to do?
Get our weapon.
Okay.
Be able to level up.
Okay.
You may think it all
Go through some... Unlock shortcuts.
Okay.
And if time permits us, we might actually go...
Can I just fight a boss?
Yeah, at least show off a boss or fight a boss.
Alright. Sounds good. So we're going to make it at least to the first boss.
Yeah, or the first boss that I would recommend you fighting before you fight the actual first boss. So yeah, he did the blood transfusion, and now things are going to get really trippy and really weird.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
Did he give us blood or acid?
I don't know. I just thought of something interesting, though. I think maybe that guy who gave us the blood transfusion, I think this might be him that just turned into a beast.
Don't touch me.
Yeah.
what I tell you.
So what's really cool is like this game is actually teaching you a very subtle hint is that any beast creature is extremely weak to fire.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
They go up like a dry bale of hay, apparently.
Yeah, and these guys, despite being creepy, they are messengers.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they actually work for the hunters, believe it or not.
That's... Oh, I couldn't. No, don't touch me.
Yeah, they're touching you. Yeah.
Skin crawl.
Yeah, so
Gross.
apparently, I guess what this means is that you've been chosen as a hunter.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't necessarily state in any of the options that, oh yeah, you're a hunter. You kind of just fall into being that. So yeah. So this is the first room. And they point you in the right direction, but just to show off, you actually cannot go here, and the door opens from the other side.
Right.
So this is a handwritten scroll, seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. Little lore note right there. But yeah, this is the very opening of the game.
This is what we saw in the trailer.
This
First gameplay trailer.
Yeah, this is what you saw in like the first 18 minutes of Bloodborne or whatever. And then what's really cool is like this game does not hold your hand at all. Like most of the From Software games, they kind of just push you into it and expect you to do whatever.
Right, so if you're just a full-blown idiot like me, then you just kind of stumble through it and get your ass kicked. But that's what you're meant to do here, right?
Yeah. And
We slapped this guy a lot and
Yeah.
killed him.
Yeah, so you actually can kill him if you have a lot of skill, but I'm not like that.
You know you're good, Jacob, but
Yeah,
maybe not that good.
he's probably gonna kill me, but I'm just fighting him.
So I see that whenever you hit him, you get a little bit of your health back there.
Yeah.
Like a fighting game.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's the regain system they were talking about. It is to promote a more aggressive style of play than in the previous games. So basically, when you get hit by an enemy, if you react fast enough and you hit them, depending on your weapon damage, except for one weapon, there's one weapon in the game that will actually restore more health the more you hit them with it.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
So why will we use anything but that?
Because that weapon is at the very end of the game.
Oh, well.
You actually
No
can,
wonder.
yeah, you can't use that weapon until New Game Plus. Well, you can use it in New Game, but you have to go through this bullshit to do it.
Right.
But for this playthrough overall, what I'm going to try to do is, show off all the bosses, try to beat them. There's a few bosses that really piss me off.
So we'll beat every boss we absolutely have to, but if we don't want to fight, if we don't want to go through the trouble of killing an optional boss, we'll just skip them.
Yeah, or we'll come back later when we're much stronger and kick its teeth in, because I'm a very petty person.
Because that'll be funny.
Exactly. So, this is a doll. There's no significance to her whatsoever.
Right.
She's just a doll. I'm obviously lying. So here's where we pick our weapon. So what's interesting is I like to think that this weapon system right here is showing you what is the easiest and what is the hardest to use.
Right, okay.
The saw cleaver is faster than the hunter axe and threaded cane.
Mm-hmm.
It also kind of has a medium line of damage. It doesn't hit as hard as the hunter's axe, but it doesn't hit as hard as the... Or it's not as weak as the threaded cane.
Right.
The hunter's axe is slower and hits harder, but the threaded cane is faster and can hit multiple enemies.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a great way of crowd control.
It's like the whippy weapon, right?
Yeah, that's the weapon that turns into a whip. And if you hit square, you can read and all this stuff. And you notice all of these are the workshop weapons. So a lot of them are very crude and wrapped in bandages and cloth and look nasty. Like, I would not want to get hit by one of those things or get tendinitis or whatever.
I would really not want to have to go to the hospital and get a tetanus shot after that.
So, since, what weapon do you think we should start out with? I personally do not like the threaded cane. I'd rather not use that because I hate it.
Right. I just want something that'll hit really hard.
Alright, so...
The hunter's axe sounds good.
Yeah, we'll go with the hunter's axe, and if need be, we can swap out later, because you can actually get all these weapons again.
Right.
So here's something interesting too. The hunter pistol is quicker on the draw,
Right.
but it can miss far away,
Mm-hmm.
and it's easier. It's a little bit easier to dodge for the enemies. The blunderbuss is slower, but it staggers things better.
Right.
So that's the main differences between the pistol and the blunderbuss. And don't worry too much about their damage because you actually will find guns that do really good damage.
Right.
If you want to do that. So what do you think we should start out with?
I like the shotgun.
Alright, let's go with the shotgun. And then talk to these guys, and this is where you get your notebook to make messages from, like, oh, praise the sun, or I guess in this case, praise the moon.
The moon.
So now we're going to go beat that wolf and kick his shit in. I actually have not played with the axe very much, so I may not be used to it. But there is a reason why it is the most popular weapon in this game to start out with.
Well, I guess it'll be a learning experience for everybody then.
A little bit, yeah. Until I get a weapon that I really like using, and then I'm just going to use that.
Right.
So here's kind of another tip. The reason why I say it's not that important to invest, if you're just doing a PvE build, which is you just want to play the game and don't want to deal with assholes in PvP. What you can do is find a weapon you like, invest the minimum amount of stats in there, and keep those until you find that weapon, and then just bump up health and stamina.
Right.
So what's also cool is they give you 10 shots for your gun.
Which is nice, because if they give you a gun with no ammo, that would be really disappointing.
And what's also cool too is if you die far enough away from that wolf, he will not take your blood echoes. That's something I discovered a while back. So I'm going to show you why this weapon is
What do you mean? What do you mean? Take your blood echoes?
In this game, when an enemy, yeah, that's why this weapon is broken, is because that charge attack. It's super fast and it hits twice.
Yeah. So what do you mean about blood echoes? I know in Dark Souls, when you died, you dropped your souls or whatever, and they just stayed as an orb.
Yeah, but in this game, if an enemy finds your blood echoes,
Right.
and they can pick them up and they get stronger.
Oh.
The only exception is they don't do that for bosses because, well,
That would just be stupid.
yeah, imagine a boss hitting you harder, and also too, they expect you to die over and over at these bosses.
Right.
That is a shortcut we will get later.
The bosses got harder the more they kicked your ass.
Yeah,
That would just make the game impossible.
well, it'd be like trying to fight an easy boss in New Game, but it has the strength of it in New Game Plus Plus.
Right.
You might hear me refer to New Game Pluses differently in this game, is because in most of these Souls games, the game actually gets harder with every time you hit New Game Plus. It scales actually to +7. So we're gonna dodge this guy.
You can keep going infinitely, but it stops getting hard at 7.
Yeah.
So that's when you start being awesome.
Mm-hmm. I actually got a chance to play it on a New Game Plus 7 playthrough on Dark Souls 1, and man, is that game a pain. Another thing we might try to do is we might actually just avoid talking to a lot of NPCs.
Right.
So yeah, see that guy hit me, and notice, and also too
Turn
another,
back real quick.
yeah, another tip too is when they take a hit and they start falling, you can actually still keep regaining your regain
Right.
because you're hitting the enemy. Let's see, let's go up here.
You got some blood on you.
Yeah, that's a kind of
Do
a,
laundry when we get home.
yeah, I've heard that joke before. So if you heard that, that was Cleric Beast. We're going to go possibly kick his teeth in this episode, or in this session.
That'd be nice.
Mm-hmm. So, you light this lamp, and you can now go back to the Hunter's Dream.
Bonfire lit.
Yeah, that's basically what there is. So you don't get that cool, like, bonfire. Red Lanterns mean you can talk to an NPC. So we'll talk to him. Oh, you must be a hunter, and not one from around here either. I'm going to read the dialogue because they take forever to read this crap. Gilbert, you must have had a fine time of it. Artemis, a special way of treating
Just
guests.
tell us what he said. What he says to us.
Basically, he's like, hey, you're an outsider just like me. Yeah, and he's like willing to help us out if you can. And then, you just keep talking to him. This place is cursed.
Just give us the gist of what he tells us.
He basically is here for a lore dump. Tell you more about the setting of the game, where you're at, why people come here.
Okay.
And you want to keep talking to him. So, and you're kind of asking him like, hey, where's this pale blood thing? He says, oh, go to the healing church. So that is your first objective in this game, is to go to the healing church.
We're gonna find out where the healing church is, and we're gonna go there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll give us the pale blood.
Yeah. That
Cool.
Yeah, so that is the goal so far. It's kind of left aloof in the air of what the first goal is, because in most of these Souls games, like in Dark Souls 1, it was ring the Bell of Awakening. In Dark Souls 2, it was seek the 4 great souls.
Right.
Or seek the king, I mean. And then to do that, you need to seek 4 great souls. So we're going to talk to him. Sorry. Another little thing is exhaust an NPC's dialogue. Yeah, so he's telling more about it, so yeah. Tells us to go there because he's like, pale blood, oh, I don't know anything about that, but the Healing Church knows more about blood than anyone because they started that shit. So what's really cool is like we actually can go down there and go kick some teeth in.
Right. That'll be fun.
Yeah. So this
Hi,
guy,
buddy.
yeah, this guy's an idiot and just will break that box, and yeah.
He dies in one hit.
Yeah. Most of the enemies here, if you picked the Saw Cleaver and the Hunter Axe, everything will just about die in one hit.
Yeah.
So...
Spin to win, baby. Spin to win.
yeah.
A real fancy shield you had there, bud.
Yeah. Let me tell you about it. It's fucking great. And notice too... So also too, the more enemies you hit, the more damage you deal, you gain more shit.
Right.
Also too, another pro tip, don't like charge up if you can't. Like if you know you're not gonna make it, just go ahead and hit them, and don't waste anyone's time.
Because getting the licks in is more important than dealing a whole bunch of damage at once.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're gonna heal up. But yeah, I'm generally playing this game a little bit more aggressively than what I'd like to. Because I'm trying to speed some things up. We just unlocked a shortcut. So what's cool about these games is the intricacy of level designs and shortcuts and how everything just kind of interconnects together.
Right.
It's really cool. So if you notice, this is where we killed that first guy after that werewolf and climbed the ladder.
Right, yeah.
So now, for some reason, if you wanted to go run back there, you can now. And then you can just run up here.
You know, there wouldn't be that much of a reason to.
You can fight him if you want to. But my timing is really bad with those guys and for the visceral attacks, so I generally just stay away from them. Or I am in this playthrough at least, because if I wasn't, you know, if it was my own time, I'd go fight him and try to kick his teeth in.
But we don't want to die just yet.
Yeah, no. We have important things to do.
I mean, we're going to die.
Oh yeah, we're going to die a lot.
It's a Souls game, but
Yeah.
we're going to try not to, at least.
Yeah, so look around. There ain't much. So let's talk to someone else.
Candy grab.
So that's another thing too. You're not from Yarnum, and if you're not from Yarnum, people don't want to have a freaking thing to do with you.
Which I'm closed-minded. Dicks.
So yeah, he's dead. He's gonna aggro. You notice too, in most other games, the enemies aggro way further than what they did in previous games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasted too much time, and now these guys are patrolling back here. So, we kill this guy, because he was like, oh, I'm not an enemy, I'm a sleeping baby. What's cool is, like, any guys with guns will always drop bullets. Most enemies will also just straight up drop healing potions. In the Souls games, you got a refillable thing known as an Estus Flask.
Yeah. That
would refill after you set at a bonfire. Also, too, check your corners, because for some reason in this game, they really like to pop out at you and try to scare you. But I'm not having any of that crap today.
Shooter players are like, duh. Of course you gotta check your corners.
Well, obviously. But that's just a general tip. It's not like this in other games. I don't know why they made it so prevalent in this one where it's like, oh, dudes coming out. So what you may have noticed there is by hitting R1 and then alternating between L1, you can actually do a trick weapon change attack. That's what I'm calling it. And what you can do is you can actually transform your weapon in the middle of an attack chain.
Right, which looks cool.
Yeah, and for some weapons you can actually just do it infinitely. So I'm going to bring these idiots over here. So, yeah.
Now who's to say it's all my fault?
Yeah.
What did I do to deserve that kind of accusation?
It's also kind of like this. Your trick weapons, when they transform, It's kind of like two-handing them in the Souls games,
Right.
where you deal more damage and all
That's
that
what
crap.
it seems to look like with most of them. Is that
With some of them, yeah, I think actually it doesn't deal that much more damage. But yeah, also
what I mean is when you transform them, they become two-handed weapons.
yeah.
At least, kind of.
We're gonna do a visceral on him. Sorry, and then if you notice too, right there, sorry for that. I just want to make sure no one was gonna sneak up behind me. Your hand actually turns into a beast claw to rip them to shreds.
That's cool.
Yeah. So what you want to do is instead of like running down here and suiciding yourself and trying to kill all these dudes, you can actually just drop down here, and then wait for those guys to walk up the stairs and wait for those idiots to walk down. You notice their pathing's still kind of a little wonky, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's video games. Video games are gonna have problems.
Video games. These people aren't real.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't have real emotions.
They also don't have real human intelligence because obviously you could see me walking behind there from over there.
Yeah, those guys are really into that fire.
Yeah. Yeah. Screw the dogs and all that noise. Yeah, so this guy got aggroed, so we're gonna kill him. Because they...
shot a gun.
Yeah.
Everybody in the immediate vicinity should turn around and be like, what?
Yeah, if you notice they're actually burning a beast because right now the hunt is on,
Yeah.
as they say. Ah, man. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep going.
But we're hunting the hunters.
It's a little weird. They think you're a beast, and there's a ton of fan theories going around that you are actually a beast and don't know it, and you're running around killing them. That's why a lot of the voice clips you
Beast
hear.
claw thing going on.
Well, that's why a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, you're a beast," and there's like saying, "Oh, away, a beast."
Right.
Yeah, we need to watch out for this guy.
This guy has got a brick. He didn't brain you with that brick.
Yeah. So yeah, when you get the timing down right, like you can actually just counter and parry everyone. You want to go run up here and grab this torch and then kill this asshole because he will actually chase you down later.
Right.
So what we're about to do is that we're actually about to skip a lot of this level just so we can quickly unlock the shortcut and meet one of our objectives.
Well, good.
Also, too, when you see something and you're not sure, click in the lock on, which is R3, to make sure something is an enemy, and if it has a health bar, you can kill it.
If you lock onto it and it has a health bar, then yeah. So we're just gonna skip this stuff because we can, not because we're gonna do some crazy like sequence breaking thing.
No, like this isn't a speed run. There is a way to skip over half the game. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. It's a speed run thing. I don't really care for speed runs or glitch runs as those are called. So
yeah, if you're gonna watch a speed run,
yeah,
you can glitchless run.
Well, no, it's not even that. I just don't care for speed runs in general. Like I think they're cool and I think they're great for charity events, but other than that, like but I like the speedrunning community because they're just like, yeah, I just wanted to do it because I can. So that's a bug. He's supposed to be in a cage.
He's supposed to be in the cage,
and I don't.
On top of
yeah,
it.
I don't know what happened, but he actually breaks out and yeah, he's an idiot.
Well,
I don't know why he aggroed. Yeah, but these guys are real annoying and do a lot of damage to you. So yeah, his pathing is like screwed for some reason. This is the first time I've ever seen that.
well,
Also, too, just go ahead and kill all these dogs because they're just annoying.
that's a good omen for this start of this play.
Well, it might be because the new patch may have screwed that up.
Yeah.
Also, here's a tip. Shoot the dog because it knocks them down immediately and does tons of damage, and then you can go in and finish them off.
Here's a tip: shoot the dog, get points.
Yeah, shoot the dog like Old Yeller.
There you
Whoops, that was dark.
There you go, Peter.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Screw you, Poochie.
Oh, he backstepped.
Yeah. Enemies are very susceptible to dodging. We'll come back and talk to her later. Down here is another area. It leads into the sewers. The sewers are a fun and magical place filled with death.
Yay, sewer level.
Yeah, and it's only this early in the game, so you don't have to deal with it later, hopefully.
That's good.
Yeah. And it's actually, honestly, for a sewer level, it's one of the least offensive ones, so
Right.
it's not that bad.
But it's still a sewer level.
Oh yeah, it's still fucking piss drunk awful. Don't get me wrong. Alright.
Oh, you heard it here, folks. Bloodborne. Piss drunk awful.
Yeah, totally.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Too much water.
J-Dub and Jake recommends.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you like hard games and exploration and all that stuff, definitely check this game out. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. But yeah, this is kind of a let's play, maybe kind of a guide. I'll try to show off as much crap as I know. We can talk a little bit about story elements and why I personally like this game. And also, too, it's kind of a hot game right now, so we're kind of jumping on that fucking bandwagon.
Yay.
These dudes in wheelchairs, they will trick you. They are not harmless. Kill them.
They shoot you, right?
Oh yeah, they shoot you. Those guys will always shoot and always give you bullets. Whenever you see a white glowing thing, it is lore significance. I will just leave this here for you to pause and read, because I'm not doing that.
Well, what did it say? Like,
just something like, oh, the Healing Church was like, oh yeah, everything was crap, and the Healing Church came and fixed everything. Something to that degree.
Okay.
One thing you'll kind of notice with a lot of these games, it's like, oh yeah, everything was kind of crap, and then this thing came, made everything better, but simultaneously everything is now worse than what it was.
Right.
You might be noticing these bloodstone stars we're picking up, that is how you upgrade your weapons.
Right, so they're like the Titanite shards.
Exactly, from
Souls 2.
Souls and Souls 2.
Yeah.
And we have now completely bypassed most of that first level.
Alright.
Because we are now back at the beginning. So now what we're going to do is we're going to run back and explore that upper building. But first, okay, good, I did put my torch on. We're going to use the lighting. I apologize, I kind of like the brightness setting on my TV where I can kind of see without the lighting. But as you can tell, the lighting in this game is much like how it was supposed to be in the original release of Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
Yeah, and we're going to go back and check this out. Yeah, when the hunt began, the Healing Church left us, blocking the Great Bridge to the Cathedral Ward as Old Yarnum burned to the ground that moonlit night.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's basically saying like Old Yarnum got burned to the ground once the hunt started. And you can go there and see that it was torched to the ground. So there's dudes hiding in here. Yeah, screw this guy. The reason why I don't like the axe is because it's a little slow for me.
But we hit like a truck.
Yeah, you hit a lot. That's usually the trade-off. The slower you are, the harder hitting you get. These cold blood dudes, they're like blood packets, kind of like souls in the first games, where you can just pop them and then boom, get stuff.
Right. Oh, hi.
But yeah, this way will lead to the first boss, but we're not ready to fight him yet. Because
fight those guys.
Yeah, we're gonna fight these guys. We're also gonna need an armor, so that was another objective I meant to mention. So I like cheese. Do you like cheese?
Oh yeah, I love cheese.
We're about to cheese these guys.
Get some good baked Cheez-Its.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
What you want to do is, those guys are really tough for where you're at, so bring them in here. And then just hit them.
Yeah, this is like the Cyclops.
Yeah.
Just hit them in the butt.
Because their hitboxes are so big they can't come here.
Right.
But also too, they can still hit you if you're not careful.
Right.
Because I got right at the door.
They end up stepping through the door.
Yeah. But yeah, see. It's kind of like, were you meant to fight them like this or not? Because in my first playthrough, I just straight up went and fought them and beat the crap out of them. But this is easier, it's safer, to an extent. And you keep hitting them, you regain some shit back. And we got our blood vial back, so just go ahead and use one. Also, don't be afraid to use blood vials while you're exploring, because it's super easy to make a run back to a boss. So you never have to worry about, oh no, and then also too, because items drop really nicely, like every enemy that doesn't use a gun or a special item will drop a blood vial.
Right, so...
Yep, and
plenty help.
Yep, and also too, that was the little courtyard we
Ran
passed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, some of you are probably thinking, some people are probably thinking, oh, I should probably pull enemies with my gun, right? Don't do that, because noise will attract them. That's why they give you the pebbles. You can actually throw the little pebbles to gain enemy attention.
Yeah, I saw you pick that up earlier.
Mm-hmm. I forgot to mention when I first picked it up, I'm kind of running on autopilot at this point.
Right.
Like, honestly, for a first level, I really, really like how this is.
Well, that's what I was doing earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So we're gonna fight this guy. But he's gonna run under us. Is he gonna fall? Yep, he fell off.
Dumbass.
Yeah, so that's how bad their pathing can get, and it's pretty funny. And he will not chase us, but we also miss out on getting his item and his blood echoes. But it's fine. Unless, like, he managed to climb up that ladder. Mm-hmm. Oh no, he's, like, back to patrolling his usual thing, but just one level below. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna come over here. So, jump up. Try to, like, I don't recommend mashing the R1 button, but generally, like, what you can hit them and then make a trade, kind of, and when you do a visceral attack, you will actually regain all of your health back.
Right.
If it is in the regain. Like that. See?
Yeah, okay.
You might hear me mashing the button, I apologize. I also tend to get nervous. I also think there might be some slight lag on my controller. I'm not entirely sure. So.
If it is, I don't notice it.
Yeah. But yeah, drop down here. And yeah, you get more of this. What that little number means in the parentheses is just how strong it is and how potent it is.
So 5 means what?
5 just means more. Like, it's like 1 is like its base value. And then if you drop down holding R1, you do a drop down attack. And they usually do a crap ton of damage.
Right. Like they did in other Souls games.
Yeah. And there's a guy right here being a fuckboy. Oh, managed to get that perfectly. Probably gonna fall off. Yeah. We're gonna have to fight him. Because he's a little baby.
They fall damage?
At a certain point, they have to reach it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It seems like that would be a certain point.
Yeah, it's weird in this game.
Sub, at least.
Yeah. What we just picked up was the Hunter set. It is better than your entire starting equipment, and you want to wear it. So yeah, now you look like the dude from the cover, if I'm not mistaken. Oh wait, no, he's wearing the Yarnum Hunter set. Yeah, he's down there. He's waiting on us.
Yeah, see, he fell all the way down.
Oh yeah, he took some damage. He just didn't die.
Yeah.
And now all these dudes are woken up, so...
Yeah, that looks like a trap.
It is a trap. So what's cool is that those are all dead bodies, but they will never aggro all of you unless you pick up that item, and they kind of remain active as long as you just stay away from them.
Right.
And they're very slow, very easy to deal with. They're not a problem. You can
climb ladders.
Yeah. They can't climb ladders, and you can climb up. To go faster ladders, just hold circle and then slide down. Just, yeah, down and circle. It's fun. We'll do that later.
Right.
But we're actually about to get to another shortcut. But we're coming here because we're getting that item.
First we gotta kill some weird crows.
Yeah, that bark.
Barking crows.
Don't worry, they're easy to kill. Got one of them.
Go to hell, bro.
Yeah. So, screw these guys. Pick this up. This is a madman's knowledge. You might notice that right next to the blood echoes counter, there's a little eye. That is your insight. Insight affects things in the game world. Like, at certain points, like, I think, one, you need to talk to the doll, because the doll's how you leveled up.
Right. And you wouldn't be able to talk to her if you didn't come out here.
Well, no. You gain 1 insight when you see a boss, and then you gain 3 when you kill a boss.
Oh, okay.
So what a lot of people do is they'll run up to the first boss, and we're going to sneak up on him and do a visceral attack, because I feel like being an ass. So that's also how you do a backstab in this game. You do a fully charged attack, and then you hit R1, and then they get their crap kicked in.
Right.
Shining coins or shining coins are like breadcrumbs. So it's like, oh, if you get lost, you can just drop a few. It's like, oh, I've been here before.
Right.
So pretty useful.
And crows won't eat them. So no chance of getting lost like Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah. Talk to this girl. She's like, who are you? Can you go? You're not my mom or dad, but I know that smell. You're a hunter. I'm alone and scared. Can you please go find my mom? So you go do that. You gotta go find a red brooch. That's how you identify her, and then she'll give you a tiny music box, which will help us in a boss fight.
Right.
Pull this lever.
It takes so long.
Well, I would imagine they're rusted. So Now we're gonna go exploring up here, where everything's going to aggro. I hate these fucking dogs because they're so fast and deal so much damage.
Yeah. Ah, shit. Just wait your turn.
See, I don't like dogs. I prefer cats, honestly. Well, there are some dogs I like. I like big dogs.
Not these big dogs.
No, God, no, fuck these dogs. You also notice too, like, yeah, the game's very generous about you finding like a ton of blood vials too. And what's cool is like if you notice, like if you reach your cap, which is 20 blood vials, 20 silver bullets, they'll actually go automatically into your storage, and when you die and come back, you will get a complete refill.
Right.
So that's actually really kind of nice. We're gonna pick this up. I think we might actually have enough bloodstone shards to get our weapon to +2. So let me double check that. No, we need. Yeah, we need more. I'm trying to think. I think we got lucky because we tried doing this earlier and our audio got screwed up, so we're doing this again. We actually got lucky, I think, and I was able to manage to pick up enough to get our weapon to +2.
Yeah.
So this game kind of works like D&D in the way where it's like, oh, +1, +2, +3, +4, +5, +6, +7, and it goes all the way up to 10. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to another area. We're gonna go to that sewer entrance, but we're gonna go in from this side.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see where we're at.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing at first, but like once you kind of get to know a level and you go through it a lot, you're like, oh wow, I know where everything is, and it's kind of cool.
Right.
So go through here.
That's convenient.
Yeah, and you just drop down. You guys are probably wondering, how can I get that item? Don't. Yeah, you actually can just straight up miss. But yeah, you can actually just hit the chain.
Fall with
and
it. Take a
die.
bunch of fall damage.
Whoa!
Get eaten by a rat.
Yeah, that, I'm not gonna lie, that made me jump a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we wanted those 2 bloodstone.
Worth it.
Yeah, I actually thought I was going to die there for a second. If we actually had landed here, we would have been killed.
Yeah.
So yeah. Don't worry, there is a method to my madness. Kind of.
I hope there is.
So yeah, we're going to do some extra exploring. Kill these rats because just fuck them. They're annoying. And they drop throwing knives. Oh, we also got another Madman's Knowledge, so now we can use it to gain more insight.
Right.
Kind of a little pro tip, I would not recommend doing that if you want to have an easy time with the game. Yeah, those rats noticed us and they're like, oh, where is it? Fucker. But yeah, so...
Ah, rats can't see you.
No, they can't, but they kind of know where you're at.
Ninjas can't catch you if you're below their eye level.
I believe this is going to be a trap. Yeah, because I remember one time I aggroed this guy. See, that's...
Right dead.
Yeah. Just deal with these guys, kill them, pick up their bullets, because you'll need them. You'll need them more than they do. But yeah, kind of just, my biggest advice is just kind of, you know, explore, get a feel for everything, look around. Whoa! I'm not gonna lie. So he jumped me because I knew he could climb that stupid ladder, so...
Wow, there are enemies that can't climb the ladders?
Yeah.
Man, nothing is sacred.
Yeah, no, nothing. I mean, if they're a humanoid enemy, they will climb up ladders and they will chase you down. So you notice, like, he was right there, and he actually, his pathing was good enough to where he ran to that ladder and ran around and tried to kill me.
Right.
So, I mean, there's something to this game. So, fuck this crow. So,
Who are you weird crow?
So in this game, there's not that many weapons compared to, like, say, the other two. But every weapon has two forms. Like this one can turn into a halberd and get kind of like that halberd move set.
So every weapon is like 2 weapons, basically.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So we actually are getting kind of lucky on these bloodstone shards because I'm just going around finding them. The reason why we're making so much prep time to go fight Clearpiece is because I want that fight to be as easy as it possibly can.
Right.
And also, too, I'm ranking in Blood Echoes so I can go level up and upgrade my weapon.
Hey, we've been here before.
Yeah, we have. This is actually where that little trap was down there where we got the armor set.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're here. Yeah, that's where we got the first Madman's knowledge. We want to go back. I'm going to try to go back to that area where I was just at, where the old woman was, and clear that out because I kind of fucked that up. I would say, hey, edit that out, but I mean that was kind of funny because like this game will kind of get you with its jump scares. Like it earns them.
Yeah.
So, you know, oh, well, I went the wrong way. So even I still get confused.
This is the bridge.
Yeah, so even I still get confused from time to time with these levels. But yeah, and also here's kind of another cool thing: bodies don't disappear; like they will stay there in the world.
Persistent world.
Yeah.
I'm noticing that we've ran all over this place and no enemies have respawned.
Yeah, they will not respawn unless you go back to the Hunter's Dream.
Okay.
Basically, once you have gone through a loading screen, enemies do not respawn. Oh, cool, I can go ahead and take this fuckboy out. Yeah, another thing too is like, here's the cool thing. You will fight some of these enemies a lot, but once you kind of get their movesets down, whoa, apparently I aggroed him from earlier. Yeah, so let's go out through here. You can actually kind of predict enemies. This is another NPC. So you can actually do two things. You can talk to her and she will give you useful items, or you can kill her and get her crow and get a badge to get her armor set and weapon. But you missed out on an NPC quest. Yeah, she gives you a thing that lets you to return to lampposts, so like Homeward Bones.
Okay.
Yeah, then you just keep talking to her. She gives you some cool stuff. Again, more lore crap.
Shake off cake.
Yeah. Yeah, and then she's like, a hunter must hunt. And in her lore, she is a hunter of hunters. So she hunts the hunters that have gone insane.
Right.
So she's a good guy. Or what much of a good guy you can possibly be.
Good guy. Big quotes around good. Now fall off this time.
Yeah, let's not do that, please. So yeah, what that was another weapon we can actually get that is similar to the Saw Spear,
But not.
but it's based on skill instead of strength,
Okay.
and has a much greater reach. If you notice, like where that guy was on the
saw javelin.
I guess. I mean, we'll show it. I'll show it off once we get there.
That would be very interesting.
So yeah, let's drop down. Drop down, damn you. Those dudes with the guns are assholes.
Yeah, they got guns. We got guns.
Yeah, but their guns hurt more. Also, too, be careful, because, like, sometimes, like, enemies can just clip through crap.
Just clip straight through the wall.
Yeah.
I guess it's only fair. You kind of.
Yeah, you can kind of do it, too, but for some reason they're just better at it. Yeah, go around, collect any shiny things you see. You could say it's my shiny teeth in me.
Shiny teeth in me.
Don't do that. We don't want to get...
teeth.
Yeah. So yeah, here's another one of these dudes. I probably could have just done a backstab, but what's cool about the axe is like, yeah, you could have actually just shot him there and killed him, but yeah. So what's cool about the axe is like, since it's so powerful and a strength weapon, it will stagger enemies. That's what we're like,
It hits so hard.
Yeah. Well, it breaks their poise. Yeah. So yeah, we're also gonna drop down here to get that item. Also, too, where it drops down at, there's rats there, so it's kind of a trap. So drop away from it and then just walk over there. But yeah, see, because they're like, oh, what the hell is that?
Murder rats.
And he's just an idiot.
Dumbass.
Yeah, Saul Spear. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put that item, because I don't feel like walking all the way, and I know you guys don't want to see that. So, what the down arrow does is it cycles through all your quick items.
Okay.
And you would hit square to use it. Whereas in other games it did the same thing, but the problem with that was in Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2 was you had to go through and put your Estus Flask there.
Right.
Whereas in this game, triangle is just a dedicated heal button. So that's a cool thing. It works the same way as a Hunter's Mark, but it takes all your blood echoes.
Mm-hmm.
We will never use that.
Because why would you? Why would you?
Unless you really just wanted to get out of an area.
That is a panic button, if I'd ever seen it.
Before we go, what you want to do is you also want to pop off the one insight that you have gained. So when you go back to the Hunter's Dream, she's already loaded in and all that crap.
Right.
And when you go back to the Hunter's Dream, you are greeted with a cutscene. And it's just to kind of like, oh no, wait, no, you're not greeted with a cutscene. Never mind. So I should have showed this is that building that had the door shut was locked and you couldn't go in. You have to come back either through lighting the teleport or whatever. And now you've noticed some things have changed.
You got another gift.
So we consumed an insight. We now got a thing known as the beckoning bell and the silencing bell. Beckoning bell lets you call people in. The silencing blank lets you get people out of your game.
Cool.
And if you notice, the doll is now talkable and you can interact.
And she's standing up.
And she is standing up, and you can communicate with her. And she's just like, "Oh, my purpose here is to make you stronger through the blood, and blah 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 blah." When we go in here, oh, there's some dude in a wheelchair. This is Garum. And if you notice, when he's speaking, his lips aren't moving. This is like in every game.
Telepathy.
Yeah, so he's like, "Oh, you're the new hunter. Welcome to the Hunter's Dream. This is your home. I'm a mentor of hunters. All I hate is dream. Just go kill beasts. Don't think about it. Just go do it.
Just go have fun.
Yeah. So
things.
Then you get some more info on the Hunter's Dream. It's like this is a safe haven where hunters use blood to enhance weapons and flesh.
Yeah.
Basically, this is your hub world. So yeah, that line. Yeah, so that line is a lot of people may say, "Oh, it's sexual."
It's something.
But it's not. So there's a theory going around that states that Garum hates the doll. Because maybe he believes that hunters should rely on their own strength and not use blood to kill beasts. And also, too, when you come here, you initially don't have the insight. You're kind of like, what is he talking about, the doll? You mean the one that kind of confused you? Then once you have gained that insight, because most people probably ran into Cleric, they saw it, got their crap kicked in, lost all their blood echoes, and then they came back here for some reason. They're like, oh, wait, who is this person? But this is the workshop. This is where you can fortify or repair your weapons. And yeah, with reduced durability. Durability doesn't degrade as quickly as it did in Dark Souls 2. It's more like Dark Souls 1 durability, but make sure to repair. You can fortify using it, and here's a cool little tip. If you fortify a weapon, it completely repairs. So yes, I kind of wasted blood echoes doing that, but whatever.
It was okay, it wasn't much.
Yeah, they're very cheap. So we're going to upgrade our Hunter Axe. Oh, if we get one more Bloodstone, we can get it to +2.
Alright.
Sick. So here's another little tip. You can get every weapon to +6, and then there's enough weapons materials in the game to get one thing to +10 and one thing to +9.
Okay.
So what it's recommended is pick a weapon you like, get it to +10, then go to a gun you like and get it to +9.
Right.
I personally would recommend upgrading this and the pistol, just because they're kind of starter and they're kind of low class, but if you want to, go for it. So yeah, now what we're going to do is we are going to pop all those cold blood dews, and it's a little description of the thing. And if you notice, when we went from cold blood dew to thick cold blood, it changed.
Right.
So I'll leave that for anyone who would like to read it. You can use multiple like you could in DS2, which was, oh god, in DS1 it was a pain in the ass when you had like 15 different soul packets.
Pop.
Yeah, so here he does all of them and just boom, there we go.
Oh, a ton of soul echoes. Souls.
Also, actually, a good way to, as that number that I was describing earlier that has like the 3. Think of that as like a multiplier. So its base would be like 1, and then it's like, let's say it's like 100. Then you get one with 5, you get 500.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that. And now I have 9,000 blood echoes. Yeah, she doesn't try to play it off like she's a human being. Like, no, I'm a doll. I'm here to look after you.
Right. Wasn't that nice?
Yeah. Yeah, so she's like, hey, I'm here to think. And I like how they're called blood echoes. You're not actually using blood. You're using the kind of like the memories that were in the blood.
Right.
Which I think is kind of interesting. And it's just like, yeah, I've used blood echoes to level up. So we can get a lot of levels.
We get 7.
Yeah, we can. So 1 point equals 1 level. And, you know, we can kind of distribute them however we wish. Let's see. Alright, I believe our strength and skill are good for now. Let's pump up this and this. Because what I always do is, like, if there's a weapon I want in the other games, I would get my strength and skill up to whatever I wanted and then just keep it there for a while.
Right.
And then once I got my vitality and endurance to where I wanted, I just, alright, never looked back. So what's cool is, if you notice, every time you level up, your physical defense goes up. Because in this game, unlike the other games, you can't upgrade armor.
Right.
So your physical defense is always going up, which is nice.
Because otherwise, you'd be screwed.
Oh yeah. You'd be hella screwed.
Right.
So yeah. So skill affects skill scaling, strength affects strength scaling, etc., etc. So our axe would benefit from strength. Notice how that's going up.
Oh yeah.
And skill, it doesn't. It's got a weaker scaling in skill, so it's also going up, but very
not nearly as much. So not helpful.
Yeah, it is helpful to a lesser extent,
but still not nearly as helpful.
Exactly.
And it doesn't upgrade the second attack either. I noticed when you put that up.
That's because that is scaling off of our physical. It's someone did some theory crafting, and apparently your hands, like unarmed, they have an S scaling in strength and skill.
Right.
But you're not meant to go through the game and karate.
You're not supposed to be a monk.
Yeah, I mean you can do that because there is a weapon called the Beast Claws that you can get. That do that. So yeah, let's get this up to 14. Let's get this to 12.
Okay.
How many is that giving us? It's giving us like 2. Yeah, so let's get that to 12. And then I'm assuming we might go with a strength-based character.
Right. That seems good to me.
Yeah.
It's
So,
like being able to hit like a truck.
Yeah, so we'll keep these at 14 and 14. I can't remember what the Kirk Hammer minimum requirements are because we'll probably switch to that later.
Okay.
Because it does a lot of damage and it's faster.
The Kirk Hammer is the sword that becomes a hammer, right?
Yes. So we'll confirm this. And we still have
About
179 blood echoes left over.
Okay.
Well, let's back out of this. And she's like, yeah, that's kind of her typical thing. So the Saw Spear. The Saw Spear is like the other weapon, but it scales off of skill.
Right.
And if you notice, it is much quicker.
Oh yeah. Very quick.
And has a not as big of a reach. Ooh, almost hit her. I don't want that.
You can hit her?
You can hit her. You can kill her and Garon. You can kill any NPC in this game.
Well, what good would that do you?
You can still level up in this game, and it's just people want to do it to see if they can. It's basically that whole like freedom thing that Peter Molyneux likes to talk about, but you never really can do.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Or
this
like
is
what they
storage.
do in like, the Elder Scrolls games.
Yeah, because there's no
you could
freedom.
murder everyone.
Yeah. But here's the short. There was actually a really interesting dupe glitch when the game came out that involved making a character, putting a pebble in that character, going back to your main character, putting whatever item you want, and just buying pebbles and infinitely getting whatever item you wanted.
That's cool.
Yeah, they patched it though.
Of course.
Immediately. And then this is the store where you can come and buy crap. So you can buy more blood vials, quicksilver bullets, Molotov cocktails.
And other items that we will discover throughout the game, right?
His store improves with more of these things called badges.
Right. So the more badges you get, the more stuff is in the store.
Mm-hmm. The more crap he can get.
All right. So next time we're gonna go fight the boss, right?
Sure. What's our time looking like?
It's an hour.
It's an hour?
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that was kind of the first part.
So now we're ready to go, rip roaring, and ready to hit the big time.
You want to try to fight the boss real quick?
We might have enough time.
Let's give it one shot. If we can one shot it, we'll do it. Because I feel pretty good. So, I'm about to teach you guys how to quickly just boss rush things. And this will be fun. There is a horrible story to that white messenger ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do that because I believe it is one of the most soul-crushing stories in this game.
I just looked at my clock on my phone.
Yeah.
And it said midnight, Friday, and I was like, "Oh shit, I need to be at work." But I don't, because it was just Thursday. I don't go into work on Friday, so if I were supposed to be at work, it should be Saturday.
Yeah.
But I just had a mini panic attack.
Yeah, J-Dub works a very weird shift, so... Ow. So yeah, now that our weapon does more damage, we can just wreck anyone. So yeah, this is where you can summon an NPC to help you fight against the Cleric Beast.
Right.
But we're not going to do that. We might do that if I can't one-shot it, just because it's an interesting little mechanic, and I enjoy interesting little things. So here's what you want to do. You just want to run past everything.
Just run.
Oh, well, I went the wrong way.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Just run past everything in the opposite direction. Just run away from your responsibilities.
Yeah, so what you're noticing is since our weapon upgraded, they're still doing damage to us, but we're regaining a lot of our stuff back.
Right. Dead.
Yeah, and now
69. Lol.
Really? I'm going to take this off so I don't accidentally use it. But what I am going to put on here is an oil and Molotov cocktails. Actually, I'm going to put another item on here too.
What's the oil urn do?
You deal more fire damage.
Oh. So
yeah.
you hit him with an oil urn, then you hit him with the Molotov.
And it does more damage. So yeah, that's how you lure just one enemy over. You just throw a pebble at him.
Right.
Like, hey, get over here, jackass.
These are more brick guys. Man, I would not want to get hit by that brick.
Yeah, he's not too bad.
It's gnarly.
Yeah, I'm on New Game Plus, and yeah, it's not too bad.
Still, it's just the principle. It's like, I've got all these complicated weapons to transform, and I've got, all these items and stuff. This dude's got a brick.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a brick and balls.
Alright, so we're going to try to one-shot this boss. This guy's not that bad. Everyone's like, oh, the camera angle makes this guy really hard. Like, he's not bad at all. So yeah, hold on. I'm going to be quiet for this.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, notice we also get another insight.
Yeah, I see that.
Ow.
Trippy. I thought for a second there he looked like an ant, but that's not.
Yeah, that's a grab. We want to watch out for that shit.
He'll pick you up and.
He will pick you up and slam you into the ground, yes.
Ow.
I'm going to back away and heal.
Jesus.
Yeah. He is very, very aggressive.
I'm gonna fight this guy as the first boss.
Yeah, he's easier.
Dad. I don't want to know what the first boss feels like, Dad. This guy is optional, right?
Yeah, he is actually completely optional.
There's basically what benefit is it that you fight this guy?
You can get more prepared to fight the actual first boss.
You just get. It's just for the souls, I guess.
Yeah.
Get for the paper.
Yeah, he's also just really fun too.
If you get your ass kicked, it's the definition of fun. I guess, yeah.
I mean, hey, I'm doing pretty good. So yeah, these bosses are also really smart and will get you in a corner and just spam you.
And that's how you fight it. Once you get in the corner, they get you on a. I just noticed there's a little like swords sticking out of his leg.
Yeah, it's one little rumor thing is like he's actually a church hunter Ludwig.
It looks like somebody's trying to fight it before.
Yeah.
Get this work, son.
Yeah. See, also too, the bigger since you make your weapon bigger, he uses way more stamina.
Yeah.
We want more quick strikes.
Get the licks in.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah. Generally, what you want to do if you're having a hard time, throw the oil urn at him and then throw a Molotov cocktail at him because that does so much damage to him.
Right.
And now we have a thing called the Sword Hunter badge.
What's that gonna do for us?
Well, remember how I said more badges gets more stuff at the store?
Right.
So, yeah. So watch this. Oh, and if you come over here, so here's a cool little thing. If you have the pistol, you can actually shoot him in the head, and that's his weak point. He will kneel down, and you can do a visceral attack on his head.
Oh.
So that's why they kind of give you bullets there. It's kind of like a tip, like, hey, maybe you should use your gun, man.
Maybe you should shoot him. Maybe guns will be way better than your sword.
Yeah. One thing too is, like I said, I'm still kind of in that Dark Souls mood where I like to heal every time I get hit.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just because I'm not confident in my abilities.
Right. Well, you did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. Well, also too, I fought him in New Game Plus fairly recently, and he's way more aggressive in New Game Plus. Like, ungodly aggressive. So let's see. Oh, we can now purchase antidotes, Bold Hunter's Mark, and a hand lantern. Don't ever buy this ever, because what it'll do is it doesn't tell you this, but if you have it, it'll actually make your stamina speed increase slower, or stamina regain slower.
Well, that's good.
No, it's bad.
No, that's great. 'Cause
No.
I want to get my ass kicked all the time.
Oh.
That's what you mean. That's what you got to do. Play Dark Souls.
Yeah. So this is the Kirk Hammer. Notice how... Oh, we need 16 strength. Okay, so that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Well, we're on our way there.
Yeah, we're on our way there. But we'll probably use this weapon and another weapon for our playthrough. The Lungarius wheel.
Okay.
Lungarius wheel. If we decide to go through all that extra area stuff.
So the chainsaw? The chainsaw?
No, that's the wheel.
That's what I mean.
Oh.
Yeah, you rev it up like a chainsaw.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're like 2 points away. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll be at 16 strength for next time, and I might do some off-camera farming so we can get that Kirk Hammer.
Okay.
And, yeah. But, I think that's all we're going to do, because we met every goal. We got an armor set. We saw the boss. We killed the first boss.
Right.
And, yeah, so...
That's just about it.
Yeah.
So, until next time,
Yeah.
I guess...
Until next time, we shall see you again.
Bye.